You're listening to the Angry Marks Podcast Network.
Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. My name is Arya Whitner, and this is your NXT update for Wednesday, February 21st, 2018. Thank you all for listening. This week's NXT began with a video package highlighting Andrade Almas, starting from his NXT debut to the gimmick where he was concentrating on partying instead of wrestling, and his current storyline, which brought him all the way back to the NXT Championship. The video then concluded with a preview of tonight's Almas title defense against Johnny Gargano. We kicked things off in the ring next with NXT's current favorite wacky gimmick versus NXT's former favorite wacky gimmick, as the Velveteen Dream battled No Way Jose. Once upon a time, Jose was in a feud with Sanity that was scheduled to culminate at a takeover event. Instead, he was taken out before the show, replaced by Cassius Ohno, and has done almost literally nothing since. Jose looked good here and actually took about 4.5 minutes of this 5-minute match. It got to the point that Dream got babyface sympathy. Dream ended up countering the pop-up turn punch to the face with a dropkick and picked up the win with the Purple Rainmaker. After the match, Dream cut a promo calling himself both the NXT Male Competitor of the Year and the Overall Competitor of the Year, even though both of them were Aleister Black. He said no one cares about Black, Asuka, or Tyler Bate, and since his name is on the tip of everyone's tongue, he doesn't care if anyone can't see that. Andrade Almas was getting ready in his dressing room while listening to his own theme music. Hey, whatever works for him, right? And actually later on, Johnny Gargano did the same exact thing. William Regal was backstage, and he announced the return of the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. It begins in 2 weeks, and the winners will face the NXT Tag Team Champions at NXT TakeOver New Orleans. Nikki Cross versus Vanessa Bourne next. Bourne was a dancer for both the Phoenix Suns and the Arizona Cardinals, and also took part in the Mae Young Classic. She should have gone back to the Suns. Cross exploded at the bell and threw her body into the attack. Bourne did get more offense than Velveteen Dream did, but did not achieve the same results, as Cross picked up the win with the Purge. We had a recap of the angle last week where Aleister Black and Killian Dane both said they wanted to be NXT champion, followed by a recap of the Shayna Baszler, Ember Moon, Kairi Sane situation from last week. It was then announced that next week, Baszler will go one-on-one with the former yacht enthusiast / current pirate princess in a rematch of the finals of the Mae Young Classic. On March 6th, they'll be doing one of those WWE Performance Center all-access events where you can pay for a backstage tour of NXT and do a whole bunch of fun stuff. And then on March 7th, they will air a video package about how they took a group of WWE fans and surprised them with a once-in-a-lifetime tour of the Performance Center and allowed them to do a whole bunch of fun stuff. I know, right? And then it was main event time. Andrade Almas put the NXT Championship on the line against the NXT career of Johnny Gargano. This match, while very good, was not as good as their TakeOver match. I don't think many people were expecting that, but still. The fireworks with the second started early as Gargano went for a suicide dive, but Vega pulled Almas out of the way. So Candice LeRae did her own suicide dive to Zelina and beat her to the backstage area. That's the last we saw of either of them. It slowed down from there as Almas worked on the arm of Gargano, including an armbar where he hung over the top rope. Gargano sold his arm pretty well and got his first near fall with a slingshot spear. Almas used a schoolboy and lifted Gargano up with one arm, ran him into the corner with a buckle bomb. Almas tried using both the hammerlock DDT and the doubled knees against the ring post, but both times Gargano got away. Gargano didn't have any better luck as he went for his own slingshot move, but almost reversed that into an armbar that Gargano had to fight to get out of. At one point, Almas went for a draping double foot stomp, but Gargano shoved him off the top rope and Almas slammed his back on the ring apron before falling to the floor, which had to suck. And then Gargano used a suicide dive into a tornado DDT outside the ring and a slingshot DDT back into the ring for what turned out to be the closest near fall he got in the entire match. At this point, Almas went for a back elbow. Gargano ducked and almost accidentally elbowed the referee. Gargano locked on the Gargano escape and seemed poised to win the belt, seemed poised to be victorious, when out from the back ran Tommaso Ciampa. Ciampa slammed his crutch into Gargano's back. The referee got up just in time to see Almas hit the hammerlock DDT to pick up the win and retain the title. Almas is still your champion, and Johnny Gargano's NXT career has come to an end. We will never know if Almas would have tapped out, but we do know that Tommaso Ciampa has put the final nail into the NXT career of Johnny Wrestling. Gargano ended the show by receiving a standing ovation and a hug from his wife. The fans booed the announcement that Gargano must now leave NXT. After they finally went backstage, Ciampa reappeared in the crowd to wave goodbye as his former teammate and best friend. So that does it for this week. Another quality show. At least go out and watch the main event, because even though it wasn't as good as TakeOver, it was still pretty dang good. But I want to thank you all for listening, and I'll talk to you again in 7 days.
You're listening to the Angry Marks Podcast Network.